Ladies and gentlemen, cats and kittens, boys and girls, it seems that for the last 7 minutes, I've been just yammering away. I hit go live. I hit go live, but it was another one of those occasions where YouTube doesn't register the fact that I have hit go live and my PlayStation says I'm live. It's got the little counter down at the bottom saying, "Oh, look, you've been on for this long." But YouTube decides, no, not really. So I've been just talking away. And it's just all gone. That's I fucking hate that when that happens. Jesus Christ, what all did I talk about? Hey, good morning, Jedi. What was I talking? I started off saying yes, I did go see He-Man. My out of the theater review is up right now. It's a quick one. It's a short because that's what I think I'm doing with the out of theater reviews, just making them little quick things of basic thoughts and whether or not I liked it. And then I do the in-depth review a few days later. I think that's going to be the pattern that I fall under. But it's probably not a secret to say I really liked it. I thought it was a fucking awesome movie. If you're a fan of He-Man, go see this movie. You know, it's straight up. Yeah, go see it. And then I was like, okay, there were previews. Okay, I remember saying that now. Such a pain in the ass. 7 whole minutes. You wouldn't think you could get that much, you know, that many things to say in 7 minutes, but apparently I covered quite a bit. Yes, previews. There were better previews for Masters of the Universe than there were for the Backrooms, but that only makes sense considering the types of movie that both of those are. Um, they're complete opposite ends of the genres. There was one for Street Fighter, which I very much I was like, yes, it looks as good as Masters of the Universe look. It looks like they went into it saying this is the way these characters look, so we got to make them look like that. This and we got to make it work somehow in the story because that's what people are expecting them to look like. What you playing? What are you playing? Jedi says I'm actually playing right now. Are you already on the First Descendant or Street Fighter? But yeah, Street Fighter 6. I hear you. I hear you. Cool. But yeah, that movie looks. Yeah, I knew what you meant. But the trailer makes that movie look very good, very good. All those characters. I'll take your time. All those characters look very awesome, much like with Masters of the Universe. And it's just just I'm sorry. I'm sorry, directors and Hollywood and all you dipshits who want to change things. I'm sorry that these are the way that these characters are designed and they have such a beloved fan base that want these characters to look like that. I'm sorry for you that you want to come in and make a movie about an IP and change everything the fuck about it, because it's not your artistic vision. If that's what you want to do, then do something fucking else. You know what I'm saying? Then go make some other goddamn movie. People want to see He-Man. They want to see He-Man look like He-Man. They want to see Skeletor look like Skeletor. They want to see Beastman look like fucking Beastman. We do not want your interpretations of these fucking characters. We want it to be the closest approximation of these characters that you can make live. That's it. That's what we want. Period. If you want to make a statement about fucking a barbarian who has a magical fucking sword, then go make your own goddamn movie about a barbarian and a magical fucking sword. Okay? And I'm talking to you right now, Christopher Nolan. If you don't want to make a goddamn comic book movie where people have superpowers, then don't make a goddamn Batman movie. There you go. There you go. Because I'm sorry, Batman is in the Justice League. He exists in the same universe as Superman and Green Lantern and Flash and fucking all these other. So no matter how grounded in reality Batman is, he exists in a fucking world of superpowered beings. Sorry. In fact, many of his villains have super fucking powers. Sorry. Sorry. If that bothers you, then don't make a goddamn Batman movie. I'm one of the few people out there who hates the Christopher Nolan Batman series because it's not Batman. It's not Batman. None of the villains are called by their villain names. I think he's called Batman maybe twice in the whole franchise. Maybe. You know? That's all I'm saying. If you don't want to do these things, if you don't want to pay service to the people that are actual fans, the actual fan base of these things, then don't fucking do it. Then don't fucking do it. Because it's not going to succeed. It's going to be a fail. Yeah, the Dark Knight movies. It's going to be a failure. And, you know, and the Dark Knight movies were successful because they were massively, you know, there was a massive amount of money and a huge fucking director. So, of course, the studio was fucking behind it. But there is largely precious little that says Batman about any of those movies. You could easily take the bat symbol off of Bruce Wayne's suit and it would be just a movie about some kind of spy dude with who had a high-tech suit of armor. I mean, literally, it might as well be about that because, like I said, Scarecrow's not called Scarecrow, Joker's not called Joker, fucking Two-Face isn't called Two-Face, Catwoman isn't called Catwoman, Bane is called Bane because that's his fucking name. Jedi says it's too normal for me. Exactly. Everybody always thinks that they can separate Batman from the DC universe and it'll work, but the very idea of Batman is fucking ridiculous. You're talking about a dude who is at the absolute peak of human physical prowess, who is one of a handful of the greatest physical fucking fighters in the world, who has a strategic and fucking combat fucking oriented brain that he can figure out anything as long as he has prep time. He can take on people with superpowers. He has a gadget for everything that you can imagine. You know, it's like I'm sorry, none of that is, oh, yeah, that's totally going to happen. You're totally going to have a billionaire who's going to fucking have an R&D department that totally serves him. And it's totally believable that that would happen. You know, Elon Musk, yeah, he's secretly a fucking superhero at night. And nobody's ever going to leak that shit. My fucking ass. It has to be fantastical for him even to exist. The fact that a dude puts on a fucking mask and a cape and runs around at night beating up bad guys, that in itself is ridiculous. Just, you know what I'm saying? So you're already not with his shape, Jedi says. So you're already in that realm of this is kind of ridiculous. So to then say, but we can't go so far as, you know, to a dude that flies and can, you know, push planets around and some fucking daughter of Greek mythology. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If you don't want to do these things the right way, then don't fucking do them. Then don't fucking do them. It's never going to look good on your resume. Oh, and what did you do? Oh, I made this fucking shit Green Lanterns TV show that they were afraid to fucking call Green Lantern, so they just called it Lantern. Because, putting the green in front of it, that's just silly. It's like, go fuck yourself. Then don't do it. If you're embarrassed to be working on what you're working on, then don't take the fucking job. Oh, but it's such a big opportunity to be working for James Gunn and blah, 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 blah. Just don't fucking do it. Anyway. Starting off with a bit of a rant. Starting off with a bit of a rant. Because it leads me back to the Supergirl preview. That was one of the previews during Masters of the Universe. And it just looks like shit. It just looks like shit. The parts with crypto, of course, I'm interested in because I'm a lifelong fucking crypto fan.
Humanity is very weak.
But he's not going to be in the movie except for looking sick and nearly dying, which is just trying to play on people's heartstrings. Oh, look, is the puppy going to die or not? You got to watch the movie to find out. So they're just trying to lure you in with that. And I'm vaguely interested in seeing Jason Momoa's take on Lobo. I know, dude. Jedi says, man, that Supergirl isn't Supergirl. I know, dude. I know. They got the most plain-looking little blonde chick they could possibly fucking find. If you look up the word plain in the dictionary, there'll be a picture of Millie Alcott. She is so unremarkable in every fucking way. In every way. And that's who they got to play fucking Supergirl. It's like, y'all couldn't have found somebody who was kind of, I don't know, attractive? Somebody who may stick in your brain? Tell me what Millie Alcott looks like right now. You can't. Because it's that plain. You can't tell me what she looks like to save your fucking life. What happened to the girl from The Flash? She was the hot Supergirl. The brunette chick? Yeah, they could have got her. Well, no, they couldn't have, because that was part of the Snyder universe and blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. DC is just such a fucking mess. It's just such a fucking mess. And it's all because James Gunn has fucking ego. He just has fucking ego. He wanted to protect his own shit and the things that he created, but everything else had to be shit canned. So he started off the whole goddamn DC universe in confusion. Because, wait, what is canon? What's not canon? What's real? What's not real? I don't even know anymore. I agree. Jedi says the Snyderverse was the best in my opinion. I agree. They just recently announced a trilogy. Snyder's going to be doing a Justice League trilogy. And I suspect it's probably going to do better than the James Gunn stuff. If I was a betting man, I'd say it. Yeah. See, the people, Warner Brothers is in the process of being sold, right, to Paramount, and the person who's in charge of Paramount is good friends with Zack Snyder, and they like the stuff that he did and want to give him a job. So, but currently you've got James Gunn, who is in charge of the DC universe, and none of his stuff is doing well. Superman was a failure. It made them barely any money at all. Supergirl is tracking to do even worse than the Marvels did. So James Gunn is about to fail as the head of DC, and they, like I said, they just recently signed this deal with Zack Snyder to make a trilogy. So it is, and the head of Paramount is friends with Zack Snyder, so there is it's possible that the whole Snyderverse could come back. If Supergirl doesn't do well, if the next Superman doesn't do well, then James Gunn's gonna be out on his ass. I mean, it's that fucking simple. And Supergirl is not going to do well. And it's not just because they picked, you know, like I said, the most plain looking girl that they could find to play Supergirl. It also has a lot to do with the fact that she's also been running her mouth and talking shit about the fans. And it's like, have you dipshit little fucking bitches not learned anything? Keep your fucking mouths shut, because you are every time. Yeah, Primal says that Supergirl movie is trash. I totally agree, dude. I totally agree. Every time one of these dipshit little actresses opens their mouth, they end up costing the studio about $150 fucking million. Every goddamn time they open their fucking mouths. If I was in charge of any kind of thing, hell yeah. Primal says, give me the Snyderverse back. I agree. I fucking agree. If I was in charge of any studio, I would make it absolutely clear when people were signing contracts. I'd be like, you delete your Twitter, you delete your Instagram, you delete whatever other social media that you have for the duration of the contract. If you open your mouth in public about anything other than this fucking movie that we are paying you millions of dollars to be in, we will fine you an equal amount that we were going to pay you. We will make sure you never have another job in Hollywood again, and we will run you the fuck out of this town if you don't keep your goddamn stupid little bitch mouth shut. But every one of them has to go out there and just start yapping their fucking way, and you can literally see the expected fucking, you know, box office just go slowly down every time they open their fucking mouths. Yeah, Primal says the Snyderverse had its problems, but it was way better than this shit. And I agree. The Snyderverse was not perfect. What I liked about the Snyderverse is the fact that Marvel was getting to a point to where everything had to be lighthearted and jokey and fun, and all the seriousness, all the there was nothing on the line. You know what I'm saying? Because every time something serious happened, there was a funny somebody, you know, some kind of comic relief to make you be like, oh, ha ha ha, I feel better now. I was worried there for a second, but somebody said a joke and I feel better now. You know, and when Snyderverse came along, it was so dark and serious and took it so fucking literally that it was such a fucking refreshing take on superheroes, because I don't want my superhero movie to have them laughing about the fact that they're in a superhero movie. I want it to be taken as fucking serious as Shakespeare. I want it to be taken so goddamn seriously. I don't want it to be, because that's the way it is in the comic books. That, yeah, they tell jokes, and some of them are quippy, like Spider-Man, who's constantly, you know, giving his enemies shit and stuff like that. But he's not doing that towards the audience. He's making fun of them within the universe. But Marvel seems to write stuff to... Exactly. Jedi says, you're laughing and the world is in trouble. Yeah. You're talking about who you're going to go out with and shit like that. And, you know, it's you know, trivial fucking nonsensical shit that it's just like, oh yeah, this is a breeze. We do this every day. And I like the fact that the Snyderverse, that they took that shit seriously. That's what I want. Now, there are some characters with a Spider-Man movie, with a Flash movie, not necessarily the Ezra Miller version, but just in general. Wally West was a funny guy. You know, Wally West was kind of a smart ass and kind of a cocky dude, so he talked shit sometimes. You know, that's fine. You can have those kind of characters like that are kind of, you know, tongue in cheek and our kind of stuff. But most of the heroes should be heroic. They should be stoic. They should be serious. Primal said, I can understand the heroes laughing in order to keep themselves sane because of the terrible situation that they are in and the world's most likely going to end. You can understand that, yes, for every once in a while. But when literally everybody is smiling and joking and laughing and not in a nervous, awkward way, but in a ha 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 ha. Oh yeah, we do this every day. There's no problem at all. We can just walk right in there and fix it all. Which is kind of the attitude that you had. Agreed. Jedi said the Flash movie was okay, but that running, come on man, fucked up his running. He did that. I don't know whose creative choice that was to make him look that ridiculous when he was running. But yeah. I didn't hate that movie. I didn't hate that movie. I know everybody was just like, oh, this movie's shit, and I watched it and I was like, I think I kind of fucking liked it. You know? I think I liked it. I thought it was touching in some points, you know, the shit with his mom and trying just so desperately to fucking bring her back, and the character had growth within the film, because at the beginning of it he was goofy and he was unserious, and then he had to go through this shit that he created just trying to keep his mom alive, and in the end he realized she has to die. I have to let my mom die in order to fix everything. I mean, that's fucking heavy, and they didn't take it lightly. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was pretty heavy. And at the end of it, he was a different character. He had changed. He had grown up. He had matured from what he was at the start of the movie. I know everybody's got their... I think everybody just wanted to pile on to Ezra Miller, and there's a lot of shit with Ezra Miller's personal life that absolutely deserves to be piled on. But at the same time, you know, Ezra Miller is not the character. The character and Ezra Miller are two different people. And you should judge the movie by the movie, not by necessarily who's in it. Jedi just mentioned her. Yeah. Primal says one of the only few things I liked about the Flash movie was Sasha Calais as Supergirl. And Primal says that Flash suit was terrible. I think it was better than the Justice League version of it. You know, what was in Superman and Batman, you know, because it was sleek, it was tight fitting, and it didn't look like an experiment. But I can see that, I guess. Not everybody liked the Green Lantern CGI uniforms, and I love that, because that's legitimately the only way that you can make a Green Lantern uniform, because their uniforms are made out of the energy from the ring. They're not actual cloth. It's not actual material. It's all energy that he's projecting from his ring. So it made sense to me that their suits would be CGI. I mean, it was like me and all my friends were like, well, obviously, that's obviously what you have to do, because it's constantly moving, you know. Some of them are actually described like that, like everything that Kyle Rayner because he's an artist, everything that he makes is in constant flux because his artistic brain is always trying to improve upon the design. So nothing on his uniform is ever steady. It's always changing minutely and by little fractions and shit like this because he's fixing it. He's touching it up. He's constantly working on it. Primal says, you're probably right, but it still looks terrible. Yeah, I mean, you could do a better job with special effects now than you could at the time. For sure. For sure. It's just because it was such a failure, which largely the suits catch all the hell for that. But the true problem with the Green Lantern movie was that they tried to rush about 40 years of history into 2 hours. They tried to put too much into it. They could have hinted at things here and there, but the Sinestro should not have gone bad that quick. That should have been a thing that came along in time. There's no fucking way that Green Lantern, that Hal Jordan should have faced Parallax yet. There's no fucking, that should not have fucking happened. It was way too fucking early in his career because Parallax is the thing that eventually takes him over and makes him destroy the Green Lantern Corps. You know, so there's no way that should have happened yet, that he should have even encountered Parallax yet. So I've always faulted it more with the story, and because, you know, you can't really talk about the story because people who don't know the lore aren't going to be able to do that. So the first thing they hit is, oh, those uniforms were stupid. They could have been better, but for the time, I thought they were okay. But I see your point, Prom. I see your point. And Jedi says, I wish the running was like the girl in the superhero movie with Angelina Jolie and Salma Hayek. Oh! Yeah, the Eternals. That one didn't do well either. That one didn't do well at all. Mainly because nobody knew who the fuck the Eternals were. They should have definitely been introduced in an earlier fucking movie before they ever got their own movie, because people are like, who the fuck are they? Well, let me tell you who the Eternals are. People that have collected comic books for years can't tell you shit about the Eternals. That's who the Eternals are. That's how little anybody gives a shit about the Eternals. That dude did a little circle around me right there. He must have been into my Viesa. Jedi says, yeah, that movie, wait, what? That movie sucked, but that running, wow. I hear, okay. And then Primal says, I sort of like the story behind the Eternals, but they compiled too much into a 2-hour movie. They should have made it into a TV show. I could see that. Maybe a short miniseries. Something like that. It's just another of the poor decisions that Jedi says typo. It's just another of the poor decisions that the MCU has fucking made in the attempt to never give the fans what they fucking want. God forbid they do that. But, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. That's the problem with being a fan these days. Is one of the only few things I liked about the Eternals movie was seeing Resham. Is that one of the Celestials? Prime Celestial. Yeah. And now they've got a giant hand sticking out of the earth that everybody's forgotten about. That movie ended with a celestial hand just sticking out of the ocean, and the only thing that has mentioned it since then is the She-Hulk show. It's like, see, that's why people have always fucking said that, oh, they've had this MCU shit planned out for years. No, they haven't. No, they fucking haven't. The entire time after Fahey, whatever, however you pronounce his name, because I've heard every way you can possibly pronounce his name. That motherfucker don't know what he's doing. He's flying by the seat of his goddamn pants every time he comes into work. He don't have a fucking clue what he's doing.
Stop the enemy troop deployment.
Was it? Primal says, I believe it was mentioned in Captain America Brave New World. I am surprised at that. I literally have not seen anything by Marvel since Spider-Man No Way Home. That's the last Marvel movie that I saw. I've not watched any of the shows. I couldn't care less about the return of Daredevil. I washed my hands of the whole thing. Because it's not for me anymore. It's not for people like me who have close to 30 fucking long boxes full of fucking comic books. And you know, 2,000 or 3,000 fucking action figures. It's not for me anymore. It's for people who go to a convention like once a fucking year and they've seen all the MCU movies and they call themselves fans. That's who the shit's for now. It's not for me. It's not for the people that I grew up with and my best friends who, you know, for 7 years I bought every single solitary comic book that DC Comics made. Everything. Every one-shot, every mini-series, every single fucking comic book that they produced for 7 years straight, I bought them. And read them fucking feverishly. They don't make that shit for me anymore, for people like me. They don't like people like me because people like me are the ones that say, actually, that's not the way that's supposed to be. Well, we're doing our own interpretation. Well, your interpretation fucking sucks because that's not the way it's supposed to be. It's like literally fucking making a comic book movie. Half of the work is already done because it's already been storyboarded. You know, just the very nature of a comic book is a fucking storyboard. All you have to do is pin that bitch up on a fucking pin that bitch up on a wall and say, we're gonna make this real. That's it. There it is. You don't have to fucking write. You don't have to have a writer. You don't have to have fucking nothing. Just say, see this right here? See this entire book? This is what we're gonna make real. That's all you gotta do. But no, people come in and they're like, okay, so this character's been around for 80 years. How can we get all of that into a 2-hour movie? But yeah, I haven't seen anything since No Way Home. Now that's not to say that I don't know every detail of everything that fucking has happened in every movie and every TV show that comes out, because I do. I keep track of all of it. I stopped watching The Boys after season, about I think halfway through season 3, and I still know everything that happened. I stopped watching. I didn't watch like the last season or any of the spin-off shows from The Walking Dead, but I know what happens. Because, you know, it's still the shit that interests me. It's still the stuff that I keep up with naturally. But I just don't follow it. I don't need to watch it. I still want to know what's happening. So I can fucking complain about it. And I can, you know, be an old man screaming at the sky about it. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to give them my money for it. That doesn't mean that I'm going to give them my viewership for it. Because they ain't done shit to deserve it. So yeah, Supergirl is going to bomb.
I picked up a mutant material formation signal in the skies nearby.
Clayface is going to bomb. Superman 2 is going to bomb. And James Gunn will be out of a job. I don't think Doomsday is going to do anywhere near as well as they need it to with all the money that they're pumping into it, because I mean, it's going to have to make it at the very minimum $1 billion for them to for Disney to make a single dollar. It's going to have to do $1 billion fucking dollars, and I don't know that the interest is there anymore. I really don't. I mean, it's possible. Primal says the only 2 good Marvel movies that I like besides the Spider-Man movies that came out since 2020 is Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, and Deadpool and Wolverine. I did not hear good things about the Multiverse of Madness, but you know, I can't fault you for that. I didn't hear good things about the Flash movie, and I liked it, so I can't really say anything. And the Deadpool and Wolverine, I don't care. There was a time when I would have absolutely loved that, but I don't care. And Jedi says, imagine a damn Michael Jackson movie is kicking these superhero movies ass. LOL. Oh yeah, dude. Fucking and the Star Wars movie, Mandalorian and Grogu, from week 1 to week 2 lost 70% of its audience, and that is abysmal. Abysmal. I know, dude. Primal says there's hardly any interest in Marvel movies anymore. I know, and that's what I'm saying about Doomsday, dude. It's like they are pumping so much goddamn money into that fucking movie, and it is like their last fucking straw. And if it does not do like $2 billion fucking dollars, dude, it's probably gonna break Disney. I mean, no shit, it's probably gonna break Disney. Because nothing that they do that they put Star Wars on is making them any money. And nothing that they've been putting Marvel on has been making them any money. And they're going all out for Doomsday in the hope that it'll be enough, and I just don't know that it's gonna be. And they were beat, and Backrooms too. Backrooms. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. They oversaturated the market with this shit. Yeah, oh yeah. Primal said this is getting beaten by Obsession, which only cost $750,000. Oh, I know, but I'm saying that the Backrooms and Obsession came out on the same weekend, and both of those, they just absolutely destroyed Star Wars. Absolutely destroyed it. And both of those are by YouTubers. That's what's also hilarious. That's what's also fucking hilarious is both Obsession and Backrooms are movies by YouTubers. And they were up against a fucking Disney made Star Wars movie and they beat it. That's fucking crazy. Fucking crazy. Primal says, yeah, I know Hollywood is furious. Yep, and it's a glorious thing to behold too. You know, it's like, hey, Hollywood, we've been trying to tell you. We've been fucking trying to tell you for fucking years. And you would not fucking listen to us. You thought that this was going to be a perpetual, never-ending money-making machine, and we tried to tell you, you're fucking up. And when we told you you're fucking up, you said, this isn't for you, go away, we don't want you anymore. And we said, okay, okay, all right then. Jedi said, the Star Wars movie that everyone hated is the ones I like the most. I gotta be honest, Jedi. I'm one of those people. I'm not a fan of the sequels. I'm not a fan of the prequels either. I'm one of those people who believes that nothing after Phantom Menace and on, none of that is real Star Wars. I'm one of those people that's like, nope, that's not real. The only real Star Wars is all the books, novels, video games, things like that came out up until the point of the Phantom Menace. Because the Phantom Menace is where suddenly the Force became not some kind of mystical, unexplained, mysterious religion. It became a bunch of parasites that you have in your body. And that certain people have more parasites than other people, and it allows them to have more powers. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing, George? What the fuck are you doing, George? What, Metachlorians? Really? That's what the Force is. That's what the Force is. Some kind of goddamn bacteria in people's bodies. Are you shitting me? Primal says, the prequels are real Star Wars movies, but okay. See, there's some people that don't agree. Because if you'll remember, Primal, and this is no offense to you, no offense to you at all, Jedi, but if you remember, Primal, when the sequels, before the sequels came out, people hated the prequels as much as they do the sequels now. But after the sequels came out, people started looking at the prequels with a new light and were like, you know, those weren't that bad. But up until the sequels came out, they were not looked favorably upon. Because there's a lot of us out there that didn't want to see Darth Vader as a whiny little bitchy kid. There's a whole lot of people out there that weren't interested in seeing, you know, the political fucking beginnings of the Empire. You know, there was just a whole lot of things there was a whole lot of people out there that didn't want a fucking ancient mystical religion to be turned into, well, it just happens to be, you know, you got some bugs in you. No, I mean, you know, nobody can fault you for that, Jedi. Nobody can fault you for that. But nobody wanted to see Luke Skywalker drink green fucking tit milk from a goddamn alien cow. Nobody wanted to see that. Nobody wanted to see a failed fucking Luke Skywalker. Not when you consider inflation. Jedi says people hated the last three so much, but they sold the best. Not when you consider inflation. Primal says I didn't want to see that either. Can you invite me? Yeah, I've largely forgot that I was playing a fucking video game. I've been enjoying our discussion so much. I completely forgot that I was supposed to, be doing something. Oh, Jedi, did you see the thumbnail that I put on this episode? I took a picture of the four of us yesterday during the onslaught, and that's what I used as a thumbnail today. And let's see, what was the other? The other preview was the next Spider-Man movie. That was the other, I guess big blockbuster top superhero thing during the Masters of the Universe. And it's I like that they put it that he's in the original, the comic book costume now. I love that. But it just seems like they have put so much into that. I don't understand how all of these characters in that movie are going to work in a story and it not feel like so forced. Because there's going to be the Punisher, there's going to be the fucking Hulk, and it's not just the Hulk, it's going to be the gray version of the Hulk. There's going to be Scorpion, there's going to be some other enemy, there's going to be fucking ninjas, there's going to be Spider-Man possibly mutating into the Man Spider. It's like, how much shit are you putting in this movie? How is all of this stuff going to make sense in one solid, cohesive fucking story? And I'm guessing as much as I don't want to, I guess I'm gonna have to, I can't just go see movies that I like if I'm gonna be doing these movie reviews. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to go see things like fucking Supergirl and fucking the new Spider-Man and Doomsday and all this bullshit. I don't want to. But if I'm going down this road, I guess I got to. I guess I got to. Jedi says, wait, what the fuck? Luna has a gun build? Does she? Isn't her... I thought her power was based on the strength of her gun anyway. Or is that just... Harris says, yep, just play the game, cuh. Sorry.
He has a point. We have been talking too much.
Well, I know. Battlefield Artist module. I think that might be the one that I have for mine. We have been talking a lot, but, that's just the way it works sometimes. No, I have Battlefield Concert. That's I believe that's the first thing. That is the first ancestor module that I tried to attach to her, and everybody was like, "No, no, 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 do the Battlefield concert." And I was like, "Really?" And they were like, "Yeah." And I tried Battlefield concert, and I was like, "Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I understand what y'all were saying now." Okay, all right. Are you wanting to play, Jedi? I mean, this is Sunday, by the way, so I have to cut it an hour early because I got to go into work an hour early, unfortunately. But if you wanna, we can do some quick stuff if you wanna join in with us. We're gonna go ahead and okay. Jedi says he's setting up a build for Battlefield. I'll be in just now. All right. Oh, excuse me. Did you? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Jedi said, by the way, since the stream started, I did ask. Oh, okay. I apologize. I was, as I said, you know, talking, 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 talking. I did though. Little spoiler from my review videos. I did very much like Masters of the Universe. Um, I know there are some things about it that some people have little personal issues with. Certain it didn't take itself seriously enough in certain places. There are some fatalities, but apart from that movie, I recommend it highly to anybody who is even remotely a fan of the He-Man series, the IP or the character. It is really good. Really good. It's just a
I'm a
fun.
fan, but not that much of a fan. I'll watch it when it comes out on streaming. I'm not going to the theaters and wasting my money.
Yeah, that's understandable. That's understandable. But it is worth a watch. It's not a switch up to where like the most recent Kevin Smith cartoon was, where they made Tila the star of it. It's nothing like that. He-Man is the star of it. It's not woke. It's not ridiculous. It is He-Man. So just throwing that out there. Jetta, are you on yet? Bat Dad.
So what are we doing?
I guess we'll just do the stuff. Coming in, but still
Okay.
setting my build. Okay. Jedi's throwing together a Luna real quick. Oh, I'm surprised Serp's not here today. He's usually off on the weekends. Give me 3 minutes, Jedi says.
The people, if there is anyone watching this stream still, have been waiting for like 20 minutes for something to happen.
I know, yeah. There's a few people watching at the moment, yeah. It's probably most of them are us, but you know, I mean, I do this every day, so it's, some people are probably not too upset that there's a little bit of a change up with, okay, they're having a comic book discussion today. Oh,
Probably,
okay.
yeah.
Harris is like, I am. Oh, Harris, you're so picky, man. Harris is our instructor, the one that hits us on the knuckles with a ruler when we don't behave. Oh, I got some stuff I can get rid of. Oh, Jedi, I subscribed to your channel earlier today. I realized that all I had to do was click on your picture and it would take me to your channel. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. You can just do that.
Yeah. If he subscribed, yeah, you can just look on your subscribers list and click on his name.
Yeah. He says, oh cool, my channel sucks, by the way. Well, mine's not a whole lot better, dude. I just have a lot of shit. I just have a lot of videos.
Is there a certain app you do to edit your videos?
I use CapCut.
Ah, okay.
It's really good. I use the desktop version. I used to use the mobile version, but you've got a lot more control over what you can do on the desktop version. Jedi says my most viewers is 4. LOL. Well, if we're talking live streams, the most that I've ever had at one time is 12. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not leaps and bounds ahead of you in as far as that goes.
Yeah, but your streams do get a lot of views even after you stop the streaming.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I get an average of probably 50 or so. A live
Jedi,
stream.
you ready yet?
He's getting anxious, Jedi.
I see that you have majority of the modules sold in except 2.
Oh, really? Jedi says, but I do have a TFD short with lots of views. You had one get stuck in the algorithm. Sometimes that happens. Okay, cool. Here we go. We'll just go through the list. We might not be able to get any onslaughts in, but we can get the dailies at least. 2,000 views. Hell yeah. I've mentioned before. I have one video that it is literally over a third of my total views for the channel. I have one video that's got like 57,000 views. One random fucking of those the female celebrity wrestling federation, just
This is
one
HQ.
of the first few
Troops are
ones
on
that
the
I
ground.
put up for
Transport
some
is en
reason
route
got
to
stuck in the
standby
algorithm.
position.
And
Best
to
of luck,
this day, it is still like one of
Large-scale
my
vulgus
best
transfer
performers.
confirmed.
I don't
Descendant,
understand it.
stop the
I don't
enemy
know
troop
why,
deployment.
but it continues to just go up and up and up. And nobody ever subscribes because of it, mind you. But it keeps getting watch hours and views.
Elias, deploying arcade. I am the original.
Ah!
Extraction from operation zone initiated. Good work, Descendant.
I keep getting so many Kyle Ancestor modules, it's annoying.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like the one I have the most of, and it's annoying. I don't even use them.
Well, you can trade them in right now. Jedi says every ability I click changes the gun's color. Amazing.
This is Hound Actual to all personnel. Void storm is intensifying. Conditions are
Jedi's got a new toy.
Proceed with caution. Over.
Descendant, we've confirmed a large-scale Vulgus transfer. Attack their deployment.
Ah!
installed. Firing time bomb.
Extraction from operation zone initiated. Good work, Descendant.
Let me check out my battle pass here real quick. I'm up to 85 now on the battle pass. What do I have left? Colossus yet. Okay. So we're going to switch to Brina. So I can get her shit. Okay. On to the next thing. Do this one again. excuse me. China says, carry me until I figure this build out. Alrighty. We'll do the White Knight Gulch. Son of a bitch. Jedi did the same thing I did. Did you get it figured out yet, Jedi? Jedi says, I buff you guys too. Wow. That's what those musical notes are around us? You're giving us buffs?
Yeah, Luna buffs.
Melt away.
Oh, you kidding me? Son of a bitch. What? All right, that leaves the void vessel.
Did you do the onslaught yet?
No, not yet. Not yet. We might have time to get one of those in. Probably the easy one.
Launching void vessel exploration operation.
How was that?
Son of a bitch. Whew, that's close. What the fuck? What the actual fuck?
I'm installed.
Verify the data.
All right, let me switch back to Riesa. We're going to be doing an onslaught. Okay. Onslaught, here we come. Means we're going to miss the Wally. But I think an onslaught mission is a suitable replacement for a wall crasher.
Descendant, the energy concentration point is unstable. Protect the objective from all threats. You can configure arcade parameters based on analysis of combat data. Initiating energy concentration point stabilization operations. Prevent enemy infiltration at all costs. With the target device. Approach and engage with it within the time limit. detected. Engage combat readiness. Zone stabilization confirmed. Descendant! Unstable energy source detected. Transmitting target coordinates to your AC. Descendant, the enemy offensive is weakening. Time to utilize your tactical options. Enemy reinforcements detected, Descendant. Hold the line. Additional enemy forces detected. Engage combat readiness. Destruction target confirmed ahead. Descendant, destroy the structure completely within the time limit. Establish and execute optimal defense strategy based on available data.
Heal, heal. Why would it not heal?
Energy concentration points stabilized. Incredible, Descendant. Capturing mission data.
Oh. What time is it? What time is it? Oh. All right. Gotta move back to Albion. As I said, I gotta cut it short. It being Sunday and all. I have to go in to work an hour early. That means I have to get in bed an hour early. It's a vicious cycle. Vicious cycle. Anything in research? No. Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna call it here.
Yeah, I'm about to do the same.
Alright,
Pleasure
have a good day,
running
guys.
with you. Thank you for being here, Primal. It's always a pleasure, sir. Always a
Anytime.
pleasure. You have a good
Have
day.
a good day, bye.
Jedi, same to you, man. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Harris, thank you for being here, dude. I hope we didn't waste too much of your time by just, rambling on. Sometimes that's the way it goes, though. Sometimes you got stuff to talk about. Thank you, everybody who was lurking, and I saw the numbers going up and down, so I know there were some of you out there. And to all you who are watching this as a video later, thank you as well. Your views are just as appreciated as anybody's. Later, Jedi. You have a good day, man. I'll see you guys. Monday will be the next, or Tuesday will be the next time that I'll be streaming, because I do Mondays off. But yeah, if any of y'all saw something here that you were entertained by, perhaps you could see your way clear to leaving me a like, a comment, a share, or a subscribe. That'd be pretty cool of you. Subscribes are particularly important right now. I'm 63 away from the 500 necessary to unlock super chats and memberships. 63. Getting closer and closer. Inching towards that goal, and anything you could do to help speed that process along, it would be pretty awesome of you. And should you choose to, and it's totally optional, totally up to you, but you will find links on my YouTube page to my Patreon and my Coffee. If you saw something here that you think might be worth $1 or $2, that would be the place to drop it, and it too would be greatly appreciated. Check out the rest of the shit on my channel. I have passed 1,500, so I have over 1,500 videos now. All sorts of shit to entertain your eyeballs. I've got concerts I've been to. I've got original music that I'll 100% write the lyrics to and then give life to those songs through an AI app in the form of a 4-piece all-girl metal band called The Circle. You'll find 10 albums on my channel right now. If you like chick metal, if you like chick rock, I think you'll dig it. Give it a chance. It's about 12 songs an album, about 30 minutes a piece. Not a huge investment of your time, and you never know, you may really enjoy it. You never know till you try. And you can also find the lovely ladies of The Circle every Wednesday night on Wicked Wednesday Night. That is the female division of my original character simulated wrestling federation. The men's division is every Monday for Monday Night Mania. And then I also have a female celebrity federation that's every Tuesday. It's Tuesday Night Download. I have a Marvel vs. DC that I'm working hard on at the moment, and upgrades for the men's division and the female celebrity federation coming towards the end of the year, so keep an eye out for that. On top of all that, I do these daily live streams like you saw right here today between 6 and 9 a.m., depending on my real world work schedule, where I play this wonderful game that we all love so much, the First Descendant. Sometimes chat joins in like today. Sometimes we just chat. Sometimes chat just chats, and I just chat back. Sometimes they're here to farm materials with me. Sometimes they're here to give me advice on how to build my characters, and sometimes they're here to give me shit on the ways that I choose to do that. But regardless of that, a fun time is had by all, and we would absolutely love it for you to be a part of that. So if you see us pop up in your feed, stop on by and say hey, and we'll say hey, and it'll be a good time for everybody. On top of all of that, I also have, oh wait, I forgot one thing. Fridays between 8 and 11. That's Fall Guys Fortnite Friday. Sorry, I forgot all about that. Where also, I play Fall Guys and Fortnite, and much like with this game, I'm totally open for playing with chat. But I just don't have the participation at the moment to justify doing custom matches or anything like that. So if you want to play, we'll have to do it against the general audience. That's just the way it's got to be. Now, on top of all that, I also have a shitload of playthroughs, all kinds of genres, all kinds of titles, horror, action, adventure, racing, roguelite, walking simulator, gotcha games. I've got a massive library of over 300 games that I've played precious little of. One of the benefits of being a PlayStation Plus member for these many years. So if there's something out there that you would like to see me play, throw it in the comments. Just throw it in the comments. I'll check my library. If it's in my library or it is free to play, I will bump it up to the top of the list to be rotated in after I finish the next one. It's just that easy to have impact and influence on the content produced by this channel. All you got to do is say something. Also, on top of all of that, I know you were out there thinking, I need more. There's got to be more. Is there more? There is more. There is, in fact, more. I'm doing movie reviews now, so you can find the first one for the back rooms. I have a out of the theater and a in depth, and I also have an out of the theater review of Masters of the Universe, and the in depth review will be coming later this week. I think that's the way I'm going to do those from now on. I'll try to do the out of the theater review, literally as soon as I come out of the theater, and then like several days later in the week, I'll release the more in-depth review. I think that's what I'm going to be doing with it. Cause let me be honest with you, doing movie reviews requires a shitload of editing, way more than I've been doing for my gaming streams. Way more. Way more. So I need that extra time. I don't have this shit streamlined. I can't just whip this shit out like some people can. Because some people, I think some people have like a massive library of GIFs and fucking, pictures and fucking all kinds of stuff that they can just throw together, stuff like that. And I don't have quite that kind of a thing yet. I do as far as, my gaming stuff goes, but I don't have anything set up for. It's a lot. Is all I'm saying. That's why I need the extra time. But anyway, I'm getting off onto something else. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, cats and kittens, boys and girls. Once again, thank you so very, 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 very much. I can't tell you guys enough how much I appreciate you. Your continued support for this channel is fucking awesome. It means the world to me. We're developing a really fucking awesome community of some pretty solid gentlemen that show up on a pretty regular basis, and you guys are just fucking awesome. Thank you. And until next time, Later.